How it feels when you make it through yet another No Nut November night. How is No Nut November going this year? People are suffering. People are dying. OnlyFans girls suddenly losing 90% of their income during November. Throughout your childhood, you completed No Nut November multiple times, and you didn't even notice. Until we meet again. Us on October 31st. Us on November 30th. When you're about to take off your pants, but then remember it's November. Wait a minute. I hate nutting. No Nut November is top tier stupid. Looks like someone failed. Someone had to keep your girl happy. I'll just watch some corn. A little edging won't hurt. Who cares about No Nut November? This feels good. What have I done? My mom, when all of a sudden I always know the exact date. There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. And there is no nut passes. People who lost No Nut November on first day. People who are still fighting the urge. People who say they're still in but lost on day one. Everyone's talking about No Nut November, but can we remember this guy who hasn't busted a nut in 16 years? Starting No Nut November. Edging. Oh no, I failed. No Nut November is so hard. No Nut November Day 1. I have a will of steel. This will be easy as heck. No Nut November Day 4. Is edging really that bad? Training for No Nut November. Nutting right before No Nut November. Using nut passes. Teenagers in 2040. Why is no one in our generation born in August? Millennial dads. You wouldn't get it. Me trying to stay calm and supportive for the people who beat their meat 2 hours into the challenge. Me watching all the enthusiastic newbies and people who lost last year step on the battlefield, knowing most of them will lose in the next 3 days due to edging. Boys on December 1st. Expectation. Reality. People who edge and still expect to stay in. People who use nut passes. People who fail and lie about still being in. My motivation to not fap for the sake of self-improvement. My motivation to not fap because of an internet challenge. God, no Nut November. Me being medically unable to nut. Me and the boys congratulating everyone who didn't fail. No Nut November. People who started No Nut November before November 1st, so they already know how the following days will feel like. When you donate blood, so you physically don't have enough blood in your body to get an erection and lose No Nut November. A small price to pay for salvation. You know what I do when I get horny, but it's November. Nothing. I don't know what edging feels like, and I'm not planning on figuring it out. Day 2 of No Nut November. I am able to control the flow of my chakra, and my powers are rising with time. Guys who still haven't busted in No Nut November, when it finally reaches November in your time zone. So it begins. When you realize that you nutted at 12:01 a.m. on November 1st. The world if November had 31 days. People who win. People who fail but are honest. I use a free nut pass, so I'm still in.